everyone, welcome to a new episode of Crafting with Cosplay Fabrics. My name is Indra and today I'm going to show you how to plot out your cosplay project. So this type of planning is especially good if you're going to be tackling maybe a really intricate project, or maybe you feel that you can't stay on task or you're not sure how to organize your time as far as what to do, where to start, how can you actually finish your costume. Sometimes it can be so frustrating. So I find that doing this method really helps to sort it all out, and you're actually able to look at the costume in pieces rather than like the whole thing, which can sometimes feel like, oh my gosh, that's so much. How am I going to do all of that? Or maybe it'll help you get a little bit more ambitious, and maybe you can start looking to really crazy projects without feeling like it's something that you can't tackle. So I hope that this helps you, and I hope that you like it. Let's get to it. Alright, so what you're going to need is just a piece of lined paper, a pen or pencil, just whatever you want to write with, and your reference photos. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to be using this very simple Lara Croft photo that I have, and that way I can show you quickly since it's a very simple costume, but the technique is the same for any sort of costume, and this actually is awesome for really complicated costumes because then you can tackle each thing and it won't be as overwhelming. So the first thing is obviously taking a good look, researching the character. What does the character look like? Close up, maybe front shot, back shot, any sides or any details as far as like maybe the textures or anything that you can get that could help you figure out what the project will be like. So the first thing that I do is I start looking at the character top to bottom and then inside to the outside, and I start making a list of everything that I would need. So for example, let's say like, okay, I'll need a wig for this, glasses, okay, keep going down, alright, she's got a backpack, shirt, whatever, and then I'll make a list of all of it. So once I have that, then I can figure out, okay, let's say for example, wig, am I making that or buying that? Okay, buying. So keep going down your list until you figure out what it is that you're buying and what it is that you're making. So for example, for this Lara Croft costume, let's say, okay, I'm going to make the backpack, I'm going to make the shirt, the holster, and maybe like her prop. So then from there, I'll continue further and then look at each piece. Okay, so since I'm making the backpack, what would I need to make the backpack? Okay, so I'll need pleather, and I'll need a zipper and a buckle. And for the shirt, okay, it looks kind of like ultrapreme, so I'm going to make it out of ultrapreme. And, well, I can't find this color, so I'm just going to dye maybe some white ultrapreme. And I'll need thread because I don't have thread that color. And it's kind of like that, So from there, once I figure out all the things that I'll need, I'll make a list of what I'll need to get at the fabric store, and then I'll make another list of like the things that I just need to purchase online or wherever I choose to buy like all the other items. And for example, okay, let's say the backpack. Okay, I said I needed pleather. How many yards of pleather do I need? Okay, let's say 1 yard, and I'll need brown pleather. Okay, I'll also need a brown zipper for that. So then you write it down, like I'll need 1 yard. Or, okay, the zipper needs to be 12 inches. Oh, I'm going to add a buckle to it. And, okay, I would like for it to be gold and for it to be just like a 1-inch buckle. Like, write all of that. And that way you'll know exactly what it is that you're going to need when you go to the store. It's also a really good idea to bring a reference with you. That way you can kind of compare, like, let's say brown pleather. You can, oh, okay, put the fabric up against the picture and just kind of get an idea of maybe a close-ish color to what it is that you need. So once you have all of your materials, you figured out what it is that you're going to make, then you're going to divide each thing that you're going to make into a project. So just make like a little checklist of each project. So for example, for this, okay, backpack. First, I'm going to need to make a pattern for it. Then I'm going to need to cut the fabric. And then I'll need to sew it all together in a buckle. Obviously, there might be other steps like, ironing it or whatever. You can add as many steps as you want to, make it as thorough as you want to. But as you go, you can then like, oh, okay, I made that pattern, I cut the fabric, and it'll help you stay motivated with your project. And that way you'll actually have a visual of all the things that you need to finish and how far you've come along. It really helps, especially with really complicated costumes, because then you're not looking at the entire costume, which can feel super overwhelming, but rather each piece individually. And that way it's like, okay, I can tackle this one thing and then move on to the next part or the next project. So once you have your sort of project plotted out, all your different ones, then you can decide like, okay, well, what days am I going to do what? And that way you can stay on track and stay organized. Like, let's say that you only have weekends off. So let's say, okay, well, this Saturday I am going to work on the backpack, and I'm going to, at the very least, I will make the pattern and cut the fabric. Like that's like day one. And then Sunday I will sew it all together and add the buckle. Okay, that's day two. You can kind of do that. You could even write it in your planner to sort of like stay on track and sort of keep yourself accountable for all the little things that you are making. Okay, and I know that was so much, but hopefully this will help you with your project planning, and it'll help you actually like stay on task and figure out how to actually make like really complicated costumes. And as always, if you guys have any other questions, concerns, or anything that you would like for me to cover, please let me know. Please leave them in the comment section below, or you can always reach me. All my info is in the info box below. I hope that you like and subscribe, and I will see you next week for another tip, trick, or tutorial featuring Cosplay Fabrics. See ya!